6374.
If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville.
But I think we're up and going now.
Yeah, I had a little boo-boo there.
Yeah.
So we apologize about all of that. We'll get everything back together here as we begin this. It's a cold morning. We're sitting at 24 right now. Our high today should reach it to about 54. That's what we're hoping there, and it melt everything. We're going to get extreme cold weather again tonight.
It is going to get cold again.
Friday, Saturday night, we're looking at the teens, and then by next week it's hot.
And then we get right back to don't put your air conditioners up yet. We might need a little air next week. But the good thing is not going to be a whole lot of wind that's blowing this weekend like we had the past couple of days that makes it twice as cold.
That's right.
Boy, that's the burst. Standing out there in that wind and you just, it's treacherous.
That's right. Welcome. I get cold thinking about it. Soon here,
I know.
Warm up. I had me a cold spell this morning.
Had to turn around and get some heat going, huh?
Yeah, so we should have everything back up and going. You had a birthday that you want to mention?
Well, we don't have a birthday, but Mark Ingram is celebrating 44 years of marriage with his wife today.
Ooh, Mark.
We don't know what her name is, but maybe he'll tell us happy anniversary to Miss Ingram.
Yeah, we hope it's a great one there.
Yes, we do. 44 years, that's awesome.
Okay, now out of school today, and let's pull this up, Odie, as we look at this, is going to be Kemper County High School. They are closed today due to all the weather. And we're going to show you some pictures of Kemper County here in just a moment. Now, with that being said, with Kemper County High School and all the elementaries, we also find that Kemper Academy, right down the road, is also closed today. And there's reasons why that they're closed, and our next one that we're going to is going to be Winston County. It took a hard hit up in that area.
Yes, they did. They got a little bit worse than what we did, and they're a little bit more rural in some areas.
Right.
The sun did not come through these trees and melt everything like we thought. I mean, the temperature stayed in the 20s, below 25. You just don't thaw out good.
Well, let's. This would be coming up near the. If I'm looking at this picture right, let me pull it up. This is going to be near the landfill, approaching the old rest area on Highway 16, in between Philadelphia and Dekalb. I think this would be on the Dekalb side. I'm wrong on that. But look at this. This is what the roads looked like at dark last night.
Yeah. And they got some hills down those roads.
Oh, yeah. So if for whatever reason you've got to travel Highway 16 today, do not do this in a hurry. That's a mess over there, Odie.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Don't go if you don't have to.
Now, we got a couple different angles of this as we go to Shelby-Gressett Road. Anybody live out there, travel Shelby-Gressett? Let's look at this, Odie. Look at this. Let me zoom in a little bit bigger.
Burr.
Off in the ditch we go. Now, we've got another example of this. It's a little bit clearer. Let me close that out. Here's the same road, a different angle. Look at that. Now, and again, this was late in the afternoon, about 4:30 yesterday, so this is not cleared up.
No, And if all you got is liability insurance, you might not want to be out again today.
That's right.
This is full coverage insurance only, brother. This is.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
There's another
Chet can
angle.
hook you up if you needed it.
Yes.
So
Chet's
you're okay.
on the job, and I would imagine that Chet's Paint and Body has been some kind of busy with the cars coming in.
Yeah.
If you would like to get with Chet, Center Hill, you can't miss him. Here's another angle of that. We didn't get to see that big blue garbage can because, well, they didn't come pick it up.
Yeah, they can't run on that road either.
No. But y'all just use extra caution today. This is not worth your life.
Yeah.
Long Creek. Anybody watching from the Long Creek area this morning? As we go here, Odie, look at this.
Got a
That's
nice
slick.
little patch right there in a curve. I know the county was out working on some of these, trying to get is what could be done. But yeah, you've got to continue to remain cautious on the roads throughout the day, probably throughout the entire weekend.
Well, as you see that, you'll be going along and there's nothing. Then all of a sudden you come around a curve and there that is, and then that's when you lose your car.
Yeah. Still, you come up on that patch and you're going to go through it. Let off the accelerator, hold your steering wheel straight, go straight through. Don't try and turn. Don't try and hit your brakes. Don't try and speed up. Just hold the steering wheel and go straight across it. It's the only way you're going to make it. If you try to put on brakes, you're going for a loop.
Now, did I see a picture yesterday? Maybe I misunderstood. Did I see a motor grader scraping ice off pavement somewhere?
Yeah.
Can you do
in
that?
the county. Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't know that.
Well, they don't typically do that up north because they got the machines to do it. We don't have that.
So we got to do any means necessary.
So we got to do, and it's the same thing as, say, a snow plow. They've got that blade on the front of a vehicle or something. Well, down here, you got a motor grader, and that plow's just in the middle of it. So, I could see going to the board and try and get them to spend $2 or $3 million on snow equipment when we don't need it.
Yeah, once every 10 years you might use it.
Yeah. So they were doing the best thing that they can do and get that cleaned up to make it passable.
Oxford Police Department made a post about this, and we're all of us got a little bit of redneck in us. Everybody here has probably gone in a pasture and got on a tube or a hood and been pulled during the snow. Yeah. The police department was urging anyone not to do this on roadways. I saw a video, and you really have to think you didn't think at all. It was maybe a car pulling a buggy down the road with two people inside the buggy with a rope tied to the buggy.
Like a shopping buggy?
Shopping buggy at about 45 miles an hour. Now, how's that going to end, Odie?
With a mailbox upside your head, if you make it that far.
That's right.
Yeah.
Y'all be careful. Don't do things like that.
I think that's what we get when we try to get the government to do all of the thinking for us.
That's right.
When we don't exercise the noggin up here to really think and assess, and we shorten that up to call it common sense.
Yeah, that's what it is.
But when the government says, "Don't worry, we'll take care of y'all," us up here in Washington, we know what's good for you. We know what you need. No longer think for yourself. We've got you, and that's what we've got. Tide Pod eaters. We've got shopping cart pulled by car people. The list goes on and on.
It does.
So y'all see how that's working for you, or we need to get back to thinking for ourselves a little bit here.
Wendy asked about roads from here to Jackson. I've gotten reports that it was good there. Not so good in between Scoob and DeKalb. I hadn't gotten anybody that said it was fully de-iced. So if you've got to travel that's Kemper County. Be overly cautious.
We just saw the pictures. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Sure
April
did.
says, I got a question.
Well, April asked us there. We'll be glad.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Oh, and Bob says, and we can't have a funny road sign no more.
I know. It hurts my feelings there.
Yeah, and so Larry Fontaine is having his birthday today. So, Larry, happy birthday. Hope you have a great day.
Now, I'm not going to get on a soapbox here. I'm going to quickly mention this. They did a story about a guy that it was what do you call it when a child's going to be born and they do for the mother? They give a party for the mother to give her gifts.
Oh, a shower.
Right. Well, the headline is there's 5 ladies that are going to have a baby at the same time. Here's the problem. One man, the daddy of every one of them. What would you guess that you, the taxpayer, will end up taking care of every one of those?
It ain't no guess. I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
What would a woman be attracted to a man that's seeing that many women?
Mailbox money.
That may be
Woo, we got a check coming. That's all they want.
That may be the answer.
That's just a guess.
But that is a national story that is out there today. Coming up, we're going to tell you about what happened around 2 a.m. Did you hear something go boom, 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 and boom? We're going to tell you about that here in just a moment with Scotty, Ray, and Odie as we begin your day. Is it time for a new couch? Visit Southern Accents Boutique in downtown Marion. Maybe it's a couch you're looking for, a couple of chairs, or maybe just a piece of furniture. A large selection of E. Newton has just arrived if you're looking for a bracelet. They come in all shapes and sizes. Or maybe it's just a happy you're looking for, like the Nest candles. A Kendra Scott necklace is on everybody's list this year. And if you need a little help picking out something for Valentine's Day, let the professionals help you at Southern Accents Boutique, downtown Marion on Dale Drive.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPal windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
When you gear up and journey out, with nothing but you and the wilderness for miles, just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs.
Still available in Meridian at Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power, 71 Highway 19 North behind Waters International. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Otis, being a manly man today in a short sleeve shirt.
I thought it was Friday, so I'm in red. But that's all right. I'll be in red again tomorrow.
I cannot tell you the times I've gotten confused as to what day. I've been on here and talked about it being the wrong day for several times until someone corrected me. It is so easy to get well slipped up.
Yeah, well, I hadn't had a whole lot of sleep over the last couple of days.
True. I made one mistake on one of the weathers and put 23 instead of 24 on one of the closings. Y'all have to forgive me.
For this month, it takes a little while to get that 24 written down and not 23.
Yeah.
We've been doing it for a year.
Hard habit to break.
Yeah.
What was Hank Jr. saying? Habits like you are hard to break. Yeah. Whew. As we mentioned, there was a disturbance in the middle of the night, somewhere around 2 a.m. This would happen on Bragg Avenue around the 900 block as police would be called. What's going on? There's shots fired, Odie.
Out in public, shooting at houses, shooting at cars.
Do you see how many times that house was struck?
Was it 15 times? That's a whole mag.
Yeah. Emptied it on that house, I might add.
You know, that's not just shooting. That is... There's something back there with a motive that's driving that.
Now, we did have someone injured. It wasn't a serious injured, and they said, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. That's all I know about that. But can you imagine being the neighbor to this person?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm moving.
Yeah, that's a sad deal because you got to move. Why should we move? But you for the safety of your family.
Sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you have to do what you got to do.
Here's the bad part. There are a lot of folks, and y'all know this, especially anybody who's retired, that saved up their money, paid off their house, and now they have little income coming in, and they can't afford to sell their house and go buy somewhere else, and they're there. And we see that over and over. We need something like a community watch, a strong one, a serious one, to watch these neighborhoods.
Well,
that's just my thoughts.
You know, and then you've got to be able to get the person who did this, who is responsible, actually make them pay for what they've done. It's called cleaning up
the city,
the county, the whole 9 yards. I don't care. I hear this all the time. It's like this everywhere. I don't live everywhere.
All right, we want our area better.
I live here. I don't care at this time back there. I care about right here. Then when right here is took care of, then that bullseye goes out. Now I care about here. Then I care about here and here.
And the way you do that is a block at the time.
That's right.
Start here, inch out, get people involved.
And you finally get to where everybody is back safe again. But you've got to start here.
One of the cleanest, and I'm telling you, I think they have whistles. It's kind of like Barney. I went through this town, and if somebody were to throw a piece of bubble gum out, a whistle would go off and they'd chase you. Granbury, Texas. It is the cleanest town I have ever seen. They filmed part of that 1883 in that town.
Okay.
I had one of the best steaks I ever had there in a little, I forget what the name of the steak restaurant was, but it was but I never saw a piece of trash the entire time I was there. I was there a week, didn't see anything.
So you're saying that the citizens, they kind of took, let's get us all lined up here. They kind of took responsibility for the town and kind of stood together and made sure that everybody did it right.
That's correct.
Well, what a concept.
It is. And boy, the technical difficulties this morning.
That's all right.
Not one, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. We lost 2 cameras just then, Odie.
Yeah. Oh, both of them, God.
Yeah, I don't know
Glad
what
we don't
wrong
have
with
a guest.
Yeah, that's true. We have a fire. You got something there?
Well, I was trying to read this one. We have gangsters on the radio threatening community watch folks. They call us snitches and threaten us and the police. I even had to put up with that crap on the radio at I-Corps where I worked. They'd play that trash on the radio, very unprofessional.
Just handle your business inboxing. Don't put your name out there if that is what you're referring to. People like that will pick on you. I get picked on all the time. It's just a common thing for me to somebody say something ugly. But with every ugly remark, there's 299 good remarks. And you've always got to stay focused on that. No one is ever going to make everyone happy. There are certain people in our society that you couldn't make happy if God himself came down and talked with them. They'd still be upset.
Well, it's the only reason that they're happy is because they're sitting there with drama in their life.
That's true.
We call them drama queens because that's all they want to get started. If you do the right thing, man, there's only one person that you need to, that's God himself.
That's right.
And if you take care of his people and his planet, he'll take care of you.
I agree with that. We had a fire last night, Odie. This would be on King Road. Let me show y'all what happened here. It was a shed. Nonetheless, it was somebody's shed, their property that they lost. We hated. This would be here on King Road, almost at the other end there at 493. As we take a look, this is the scene there. Not much left of that shed. It's gone.
Wow.
Looks as though I see a transmission or two laying there.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, and I showed a frozen picture of Odie. That wasn't good either.
No.
Sorry
a whole
about
lot
that.
of pictures is real good, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, so that's what we had there. Early this morning, we had an incident out on Jimmy Rogers Parkway. I thought it was going to be several cars. At the end, after the dust settled, it would be, a doe wanted to whoop up on a Camry.
Well.
And she won.
And she won.
Deer are tough. And I've got
There I get again. There was that other view.
Yeah, I got to get used to that number 3 there for the remainder of the morning.
Stephen Terry says, is it Friday? Well, I thought it was, but obviously it's not. I was a day ahead. That's all right. It'll be here tomorrow.
That's right. So you're ready for the weekend.
Yeah. So I'll have another red shirt on for tomorrow.
Dogwood Lake Road, we didn't bring that up. Let me show you these pictures from Dogwood Lake Road, y'all. This is coming up before you get to the 4-way at Cook Road. Let's make this bigger. Look at that ice there in that curve.
Right there in that curve. And if you're not paying attention to what may be ahead of you, and you sneak up on that, ooh.
Odie, if I'm not mistaken, there's a bridge at the bottom of that hill that's very dangerous.
Yep.
Now, you know the road also.
Yep.
And here's that bridge.
There's that bridge.
We had a young man not long ago wrecking that bridge. Miracle that he came out of it. That is slick. So if you see a yellow school bus driving a little bit slower as I try to get my numbers correct in my head, be patient this morning.
Don't pass a school bus.
Yeah.
You should have left earlier.
That's right. I agree with you. We'll be right back as we begin this day. We got so much to talk about. We're going to look back at history. Got a few things that you're going to remember. Y'all hang tight.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the back porch.
And welcome. Odie,
I tell you what,
that's all me. I have to take where credit is due. I've got an issue that I've got to get some technicians to work on. I have no idea what it is. Jan Bush, and I hope Jan Bushman is joining us, who is most likely got every hair in the world on her head fixed just right.
It's in its right spot.
Jan does not get caught without makeup. She has people
right there on it.
That's right. Hair and makeup. Help me there. What a sweet lady. If y'all don't know Jan, I invite you to know her. One of my dearest friends that I have known since forever. Matter of fact, Odie, when I began in radio, I had never sold radio before. Mm-hmm. I didn't know how to sell anything. I went with Jan, and she taught me the ropes, and we went to Massey Supermart Auto Sales, and she took me down there with Raymond and the gang and let me watch how it was done. And I owe her a lot for teaching me so much in the early days before I knew what was going on.
Picked you up and took you through it.
Yep, I'll never forget that. She's been with me through thick and thin. When others were getting pushy, she was still my friend, and I thank those that do that.
Well, they're the ones that'll stick with you.
That's right.
Yep.
Now, as we go back, this was like the ladies' man. All of them loved him. The men wanted to be him during the time. Maybe not as much as Elvis, but
true.
It's pretty high up on that totem pole. As we go back to 1904, this fellow would be born. Cary Grant. Now, he was in gobs and gobs of movies.
Yeah, he was in a little bit of everything. Did a lot of stuff. I mean, he sang, he danced, movies, you name it.
That's right. So if you're a big Cary Grant fan, it was his birthday today, born back in 04. He had a couple songs there, one called Watching Scotty Grow, and then he had another one called Honey. A few of you will remember a guy named Bobby Goldsboro. Not my favorite, but he was back there. I see that you've got the CD.
Yeah. I had two of them.
Set two drinks on. One of Meridian's own would be born on this day in 1941. He was good. He was very good at what he did. Matter of fact, I'm going to say the word wrong, but I'm going to attempt it. Downtown Meridian, there is a
mural.
There you go. Odie said it. I didn't have to. David Ruffin, born on this day back in 1941. Collinsville, Mississippi. Salute. We are so proud to have somebody like that from our area, Odie.
Got a road named after him.
Yeah.
Go down there and see the mural that they've got for him there at
4th Street. Is that? It's right there by Weidman's.
Yeah,
Dumont Plaza.
Dumont Plaza. It's on the 4th Street side of Dumont Plaza. Did a beautiful job. I don't know who painted it. I wish I did because they need credit for that.
Yeah, they did a wonderful job.
Yeah, man. It was something.
That was something God never gave me the talent to do. I respect, especially somebody who can take and develop something that is so realistic, Odie. Now, I'm not much on this garbage can art, where people sling paint on a wall and they go, oh, that's art. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Art is something that you can almost feel and touch. In my book, it's kind of like a country song. It has a story.
And it's got to have a meaning.
Yeah.
Slinging paint on the wall. Well, what was you thinking when you made up with that? Well, what had happened was
my wife.
Yeah.
That ain't art.
No, that's not art. When you can take a clog of clay and come up with a head, with a face,
like
and
those,
can tell who it is.
Odie, and those guys, and if anybody's ever seen this, I am so amazed, the guys that take chainsaws and they'll go in somebody's front yard and build an eagle, a bear, and I'm like, holy smokes.
With a chainsaw. I can't do it with a pencil.
What I'm trying to tell you is, somewhere, whoever you are this morning, you've got a talent. Now, God wants you to use it. I don't know what it is. Mine is not any of those. I can't do those. But boy, do I respect people that do that. And as you get older in life, you will learn that what you do that makes you happy has nothing to do with money. Ever. It does not.
You got that right. That is exactly.
Some of the most richest people are the most miserable people I know.
Yeah. We're talking about artistic.
That's right.
Your artistic ability is the ability to bring a community together, going from a radio to a podcast, a video news hour, weather stations when it needs to be out to the public. Your ability is artistic, is getting everybody together. What you've built here is something. Not everybody can do that.
Well, thank you.
So like that guy with a chainsaw, which is awesome. Your ability is getting that information out and building that side. And I guess what I was wanting to say is God has given each one of us our own ability to do something.
Oh, he does.
We just got to find out what it is.
Tap
Whether
into your
it's-
inner self.
Yeah, whether it's going or what. We don't talk about this next guy.
That's why Curly, he was good at that.
That was him. You know?
Has there been anybody that hadn't run me off in town? No. We were at the last one there, and they took us off TV. We might be disliked by other networks. It's okay.
Well, when your ratings for 1 hour is more than their ratings for 23 hours, you seem to step on a toe.
Yeah,
You know, look,
upsets people.
You got 23 more hours to get better numbers than us.
Couldn't do this without Odie. But the thing about it is, we own this. It ain't going nowhere. We've got some exciting things that are going to happen that I'm going to be putting together over the next few weeks. It's going to make it bigger. I'm so happy.
Oh, this is something.
Larry Cohen Merle. This next guy, he has played many parts. What would you say was his best? What would you go with?
Wow. I don't know if he's got one. The one you've got there, that's awesome.
Silverado. Do you remember that?
Silverado.
Dances with Wolves.
Dances with Wolves was awesome. The Bodyguard was awesome.
Oh, The Bodyguard was.
You know, what he's done is he's a great actor. I don't care a whole lot for some of his political stuff.
Right, but we don't have to like
Don't
that.
have to like that. He is an actor. That's his skill that
That's
God
right.
gave him.
Well, Field of Dreams was just good, wasn't it?
It really was. And then
build
what
it.
was the birthday boy from yesterday who was in that movie?
Remind me.
Darth Vader and
This
Amos.
is CNN.
yeah.
Yeah, him.
Golly,
I'm blank. James Earl
James
Jones.
Earl Jones.
Man, what a voice.
Yeah, he is. He is got
Nitra says Yellowstone is her favorite. We're getting a lot of Yellowstones there.
Message in a
I
bottle.
didn't watch that.
No, that name just doesn't.
Yeah, it was one of those. It must have been a chick flick. I didn't
Must
see
have
it.
been.
Yeah, but
Must have been.
Kevin
Dancing with
Costner.
Wolves. Yeah, you can't narrow it down.
No, it's good. Boy, when that in that scene, what is it?
The Guardian.
Good also.
Yeah,
I didn't know he did concerts. Well,
I didn't either.
McFarland, I've never heard of
Never
that.
heard of
We're
that
missing out on a few things,
We
Odie.
must be. We need to get back to the TV.
But Kevin Costner, that scene, do you remember in Field of Dreams to where the guy wanted to be the baseball player, but he was a doctor and the little girl is choking, and you have that decision to make the right decision of what you're going to do, play baseball,
Yeah.
fulfill your dream, or save somebody.
Yeah.
And of course, he chose the right thing. I love that. Burt Lancaster played that part. This next guy, there's going to be a few of you who don't remember him. Even The Man in the Moon is Crying. He wrote one of Garth Brooks' big hits there. She Wants Something with a Ring to It, like a pretty white gown.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a great song. Mark Colley, Born on This Date. Tennessee Plates, he done that. One of his most patriotic things that I think I've ever heard, and if you've never heard it, I urge you at some time today to find it. It's called Another Old Soldier. It was written about his grandfather who passes away at a nursing home. 21 guns for Stars and Stripes. And it goes through his life of how he fought in the war and came back and passes away. And at the funeral is 21 guns. Whoo, brings a tear to my eye. It one of the most touching songs that I've ever heard. And at a local VA, another old soldier fades away.
Wow. Ooh, that does give you some chills now.
It does. I almost in the background want to hear ho, 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 ho. And then you start hearing Running Bear, Love Little White Dove. Anybody remember this song? It was so good. Johnny Preston, do you remember it?
I don't. I'm trying to get it in my mind, but I don't.
They were from different tribes. and they stood at the river, and they looked at each other, and she jumps in the river, and he jumps in to join her. Then their lips meet, and they drown. Ooh. Running bear, love a little white dove.
Well, you wasn't supposed to mix tribes.
Nope, they didn't want that happening either.
I don't know, and we still don't really have all of it together. My grandmother was Choctaw.
I can see that.
We think. We don't know if it was Cherokee or Choctaw. My granddad was white man that fell in love with an Indian, and that was just not something that you did.
Back in those days.
Well, Choctaw was a welcoming tribe. They didn't hold all that against you or nothing like that. So is that how they got with Choctaw? Or was my family actually Choctaw? Because I know on my other side, my grandmother on that was Cherokee. And I've always thought that's why I argue with myself, because I got Cherokee on one side and Choctaw on the other.
Odie once a month is drawn to go pull something each month, and it brings it out in him.
Yeah.
All I can tell you is whatever you do, don't send in to me and 23. You have 25 people go up and say, Daddy.
Yeah. It was,
y'all wouldn't believe the marriages that are destroyed over that. Somebody sends in that DNA kit, and next thing you know, is Mr.
Dad.
Smith here? He's my daddy. And everybody in the room's going, do what?
Yeah, you're 20 and we've been married for 30 years. Come here, boy. Yeah.
It gets bad. How do we describe this next young girl?
She was one of the most unhappiest kids
that
there ever was, who was raised by the most unhappiest mother.
Which creates
could have been, which created it.
And we laugh about it, but there are truly people in this world that have this attitude.
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
And y'all will remember this. It's one of the most disliked little girls ever in history, as we remember. Allison Arnegam. She was born today, and of course you'd know her as Nellie.
Did she ever do anything else?
You know, I've seen pictures of her, but I don't remember ever seeing anything. But she played the part. In person, she is a sweet, sweet person. Everything I've read and seen that she does. But let me tell you, on screen, that girl could act.
Oh, yeah.
And it had to be based off of somebody. And still to this day, I feel for Nels, because I know so many Nels in the community. In my little town of Scuba, and I'm not going to say a name, but growing up, I went to church over the Methodist church, and there was this poor fella. She pulled his ears. She yelled at him every day. And everybody in town was just like, bless him. How does he live with her? She knew everything, told him how to do it. I doubt the man ever went to the bathroom by himself without her telling him how to do it.
I couldn't live like that.
Even at 6 years old, I knew that wasn't right.
Yeah, you're thinking, when I grow up, I don't want to be like him.
Everybody's going down the roster at the Methodist church now.
Yeah.
I remember.
Him. I do remember this one.
1966. We've talked about this song before. It went number one. It was released a few weeks ago, and it would shoot to number one. Those truck driving men that are out there called Giddy Up Go. Come on back and talk to Teddy Bear. That was the man that sang all of that. Do you remember Phantom 309? Mm-hmm. That cup of coffee?
Yeah.
Listen on Joe. And, well, everybody went quiet.
You don't see radios in trucks anymore.
No, I did have one in a traffic. I kept one in my truck for the longest, and there was a wreck. And it was a guy that drove a regular 18-wheeler and a guy that drove produce that had a reefer on it. And everybody in the line seemed to not like the reefer guy. They had reefer joke after reefer joke. Apparently, that's not the thing to drive.
It's kind of like a Swift truck. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They gave him a hard time there, Odie.
Sure wish he finished training.
1974, you would hear it.
Oh, yeah.
It cost us $6 million to put him back, but, well, he saved the world. Steve Austin, of course, he would be real famous, not for what he'd done there, but he was married to one of the most prettiest women at the time, Farrah Fawcett.
Farrah Fawcett.
We all wanted the T-shirt. He had the real thing, like a Coca-Cola.
That's right.
Speaking of 1975, we brought this up yesterday. I couldn't think of this. He may even own the rights to the name.
Oh, man.
You made me, you something. Anybody remember Mandy? Barry Manilow. There's people that bought the album that hid it. They didn't want anybody to know that they actually owned a Barry Manilow album.
Yeah.
That was
I
tough.
thought that was the only one that was owned by the the radio station that played it.
Barry Manilow. As we go back to 75, also a big year because a little bitty short fella would make it big, wouldn't he?
Oh, you know, a spin-off of another
Carol
show,
O'Connor.
Carol O'Connor.
Archie. Archie!
That
We got a new
couldn't sing.
neighbor.
I can't sing, so I'm not going to sing. She can't sing, but she opened up and closed it.
It was Florence, wasn't it, that sang the song?
No, that was Archie's wife.
Oh, on that one. I'm talking about the Jeffersons.
No, yes, that was Florence that sang.
Boy, it had a great gospel feel. You can't help but sing along to that one.
I wish I would have. I was watching a show the other day, and guess who was on it?
Tell me.
Florence.
Really?
And it took me a second, and when I saw her, I said, "That's her." And if I'd have known that was coming up, I would have sent this to you. But there's Florence.
We'll put that
And,
around at that camera.
Yeah, and see if y'all can see it. Can y'all see? There's Florence, and I was watching. Now this isn't a brand new movie or show. It's
Was it good?
Yeah, it's called Cold Case. And
It's like Cold Case Files?
Yeah, and Amy's loved watching this thing, so I started watching it. And I called her in the room, and I said, "Look," I said, "who is this woman?" And she's looking, and I said, keep thinking. And she, "I don't know." And I said, "She's moving on up," and that's Florence.
I made a
That's the first
mistake.
time I seen her.
Let's go to the Scotty Ray department. I made a mistake there.
Uh-oh.
Helen sang the song. Lenny Kravitz's mom, and she was George's. What was his name? Tom's wife. And of course, Lenny was talented by all means.
Okay. So Helen was Lenny Kravitz's mama.
Okay, I'm fixing to have a moment here that I did not know until just then. Walona was also the same woman?
Well, see, that's what I was thinking.
Was she?
That's not the same woman. Helen's not the same woman from Walona.
On Good Times.
Right. That's two different women.
I thought, but okay.
And I thought the one from Good Times, I thought that was Lenny Kravitz's mother, not Helen from the Jeffersons.
Well, there you go.
Even Barbara said Cold Case is a good show. We're going to have to do some,
I've never watched it. I'll have to go back on it.
go back and look. Yeah.
This old guy really wanted to be in country music bad. He done a little thing with a guy. He had a weird name called England Dan, and well, they made one or two hits, and he finally discovered that country was where it was at. They were given a song, and they go, "Well, this is just isn't country. It ain't gonna make it. It's got too many licks. It just isn't gonna happen, and it was gonna be in a movie." So they put it to the side, and the album's getting ready to ship, and they go, "Whoop, whoop, whoop! It just come out. They're not gonna put it in the movie." So he records it, and they done it quickly, and it would become his biggest song that he ever had. I kind of lean toward Everything That Glitters Is Not Gold being my favorite, but wow, Dan Seals and I Want to Bop With You Baby all night long. And it brought back so many memories for people that grew up during that time era. Put on your sock hop, baby, and ride with me tonight. I don't remember all the words, but it was a good song. As we go back to 1982, this would be the song that changed his life, and it would probably change a bunch of old boys' lives. It would become a national anthem throughout the South. I don't care how you slice it, this was. And no longer did you call him Junior. You called him Hank after this because it changed. Up until then, he was Hank's son. He was Hank Jr. After this, he became Hank, as Hank released A Country Boy Can Survive.
Country Boy Can Survive.
Love to take some beech nut and spit in his eye.
Yes. All right, we got a little update here.
Okay, what we got?
Roxy Alberta Roker was an American actress who portrayed Helen Willis on The Jeffersons.
Okay.
And she is the mother of Lenny Kravitz. So the one from The Jeffersons is Lenny's mama. But I didn't know that she was one that sang
the song.
So that's pretty good.
And look at here, we bring Bop back to Meridian, as Bop was written by Paul Davis, Meridian's own. You know, where was Ken Rainey when we needed to phone a friend?
Yeah, because he knows every bit of this just like that.
This guy, they were it when it come to rock and roll during the 1970s. There just was nobody any bigger, any concert that was any bigger. Everybody liked them, and what we're talking about are the Eagles, as Glenn Fry would pass away in 2016 at the age of 67.
Wow. 67.
Welcome to the Hotel California.
Ooh, that's a good song.
I finally found the right button.
We'll get you there.
It's a good thing that I don't drink. We'd never keep this show on track.
Woo, it'd be rough.
We'll be right back as we travel along this morning. We got more entertainment. Don't you go anywhere.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally Collinsville Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Okay, I finally
go.
found the button. And I had a message that was just sent in that someone wanted to know, let everyone know of a passing in the area. And we send condolences out to the family of James G. Hale. He passed away today and worked at the #1 fare station in Meridian, Mississippi. He drove the fare truck. He will be so much missed, and they do appreciate us letting everyone know. Again, that is James G. Hale, who passed away. We send condolences to the family.
Yes, we do.
That's a tough time to deal with, isn't it?
Ooh, yeah. It really is.
Okay, they're saying that while her name, I never could say that name. How do you say it? From Good Time?
Walona.
Walona,
Yeah.
actually saying, okay, well, we do need to have Ken Rainey as a guest one day. I've often bumped into Ken and mentioned it. We've just never carried through with it. We'll have Ken up here with us one day.
Yeah.
And we'll do that. We had a...
All right, so can anyone tell me how to find out if Highway 39 is safe to Barham Funeral Home? From where?
Yeah, we got to have a beginning point.
We got now 39 is pretty clear. You may have a few patches up in Kemper County, but you should be fine as long as you just be careful while you're going through there. From Clarkdale, yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, everything is good that way. Yeah. Just again, use caution. It's cold this morning. You never know when something refroze that we're not aware of.
And also some people may have known him by Sonny Hale.
Okay.
So
we appreciate everybody. And again, condolences to the family on that. As we go to Heidelberg, boy, this was the talk yesterday. There is nothing left, Odie. The Valero.
Man, that's terrible.
Gone. That's just a pile this morning. I'm sure that the volunteer fire departments tried to save it, and it just was not possible. We hate that.
Yeah.
So that did happen in the overnight hours last night. Let's see here. Did we show Long Creek? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see a few other things. We've had 2 people die in the state of Mississippi due to weather. The first person was in a car wreck. The second person, and this is something you should never do. This is not the first time, nor will it be the last. Somebody left a house that they were at. I supposedly walk into a store. They never made it in the cold, got lost, fell in a field, and froze to death. Wow. 2 deaths. My heart sinks talking about that, Odie.
It really does. Man.
This would be in Sharkey County, Mississippi.
And then having to deal with that.
It's not a good thing at all. Let's see here. What else is going on?
We do have a couple of birthdays. So Mary Harrison's daughter, Kate, and grandson, Christian, have birthdays today. So that's pretty cool to have a daughter and a grandson have the same birthday. And then Maddie Turk is 12 years old today. Woo! Last year as a child, as a is a young adult. Now she'll be teen next year, and boy, does the responsibility get bigger.
It's huge.
Enjoy this last year. Do not push through this year too fast. You're still having fun.
No one can really tell you that, though, can they?
No.
It when it hits you, it hits you. And sometimes you're deep into it before that light goes ding dong. Okay, this is over.
Oops.
You got to get up whether you want to or not, whether you're sick, where you feel bad, because you owe people. You've got people that depend upon you. Now I'm depressed everybody.
I know it, but they'll be all right. That goes along with.
Hey, we know where a single woman is. We don't suggest dating her.
Well, she's not going to run away.
No. She's going to be one. You can go visit her once a week on Sundays.
That's right.
She ain't gonna get out.
She won't spend your money either.
Yeah, she tried to appeal after her boyfriend was found dead, and they're saying you done it. She's gonna remain behind bars. She tried to get out, and they said,
You done burn.
But and let me say this:
freezer.
I don't know. Before I wade off into something yet again that I don't know the answer to, I don't understand it. Is why I bring this up. Did you ever watch that funny TV show Welcome Home, Roscoe Jenkins?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember his sister that beat him up so bad in the road? She was always going to the prison to visit inmates. There are people that date inmates. That's who they want to date.
Yeah.
Why?
That's a real good question.
I do not have the answer. And it's not one of those things, they know them. They go to the prison to meet them.
And they
pen pals.
Yes, and I'm talking about want to get married, and we'll marry them. They're not going nowhere.
I saw a post the other night. My boyfriend gets out of prison in 2 weeks. Yay! And I thought, oh boy,
yeah,
ain't touching that one.
Did you let everybody else know? Paul Gus is at it.
What's he doing?
Sarah Lisi is 6 years old today. Well, look at there. Happy birthday, Sarah.
Ain't that great? Ain't nothing like your pawpaw wishing you one.
No, it sure is.
That's actually everything in the world.
Yeah.
We're getting word the bridge on Highway 80 towards Meehan has a lot of sleet on it.
Ooh, yeah.
We'll be right back as we travel along on this morning. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
I ain't as quick today on my buttons, am I?
It'd be all right. We got another. Clint Brown's having a birthday. Kaylee Fagan's having a birthday. Golly.
Gus is up wishing people happy birthday.
Yeah.
Gus is wishing you a big one. That's great. Gus, we
That's
appreciate
awesome.
you watching this morning.
And you know, every morning we sit here and we drink our coffee, and that gets us started. We've got to have this stuff to really get going. But there's a lot of people who just don't drink coffee.
That's true. That's true.
But you know what they use?
What do?
They use a good cold Coca-Cola.
Woo!
I mean, that does hit a spot sometimes.
It does. It does.
I like a good Coca-Cola. I like the way it tastes, whether it's in the bottle or over ice. And we got a special thank you to go out to Mr. Graham and
Hardy.
Hardy Graham. I tell you, I asked for a favor, and he said, okay. And Daniel Switzer. I've known him for a long time. Both of them great people. He said, thank y'all. We appreciate that.
Absolutely there. I'm telling you, I am hooked on a cold Coca-Cola glass bottle. That is it. Downstairs right now, I've got my Coca-Cola machine torn in 2,000 pieces.
But it's one of those that you pull the glass bottles out of.
Bill's going to help me get it back together, I think. He's got part of it. I got part of it.
Going to make it happen.
I got to call him back. It's been 2 years.
But Meridian Coca-Cola, thank y'all. Now, if we can get y'all back on Carnival cruise ship, we'll be all right.
There you go.
Yeah.
Got to have some Coca-Cola.
That's it.
Well, folks, it's at the end of our time. We can't thank you enough for being a part of what we do every day.
Man.
If it weren't for you, it wouldn't be a us.
That's
that
right.
Makes sense?
That's it. That's exactly it. Wouldn't be a us if it wasn't for the good Lord above. I tell you, I thank him every day. I thank him every night for what he's done for me and what I know he can do for you. Man, invite him into your heart. We'll be back on a Friday this time in 23 hours from now. 22 and a half hours to the Scotty Ray Report. And in 23, you'll see us back up here for Scotty Ray and Odie. Until then, y'all be safe, be careful, stay warm, and give your life to Jesus. See you tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.